Hello, welcome to the exponent lesson. So for this, we will be going over rules of exponents. Usually you learn these like maybe 8th grade math, and then you see them again in Algebra 1. So we're going to be going over all of these rules except the fractional exponent one. I'll go over it, but you won't really need that one. All right, so the product rule is when you're multiplying. So when multiplying exponents, you don't actually multiply them. You do not do 3 times 2. You add them. So if I have 3 here and 2 here, then I have 5, x to the 5th. And so that's the product rule here. You can see they added the exponents. Your bases must be the same. If they are different, you cannot combine them. You would leave it as is. When dividing exponents, you do not divide, you subtract. So 5 minus 2, it's you x to the 3rd. So it's like this. If I have 5 up top and 2 on the bottom, then I'm left with x to the 3rd. X to the 3rd. All right, so for the power rule, so let's say I have, a to the 3rd raised to a power of 4. This is when you will multiply, and you'll get a to the 12th, since 3 times 4 is 12. If you have a number in front, a coefficient in front of your base here, then you must apply the exponent to the number as well. So this is 2 to the 4th, and then x to the 12th. And then, of course, you want to do 2 to the 4th power, which gets you 16. So this would be 16x to the 12th. Easy peasy. Now, with fractions, let's say I have x over y to the 3rd. You would apply the exponent to the top number and also to the bottom number. Oh, sorry, this should be a 3. And to the bottom. So this would be x to the 3rd, y to the 3rd. And if there's a number in front, you want to apply that to the 2 as well. So 2 to the 3rd power is 8. So this would be 8x to the 3rd over 8y to the 3rd. And then these would, of course, cancel each other out because you can simplify fractions. Anything to the 0 power is 1. So that's simple. And if you have a negative exponent, also really simple. So x to the negative 3rd power, well, that gets you 1 over x to the 3rd. So when something is negative, you put it in the denominator and make it negative. If it's already in the denominator, you would then put it in the numerator and make it positive. Sorry, I think I said that backwards. So if it's negative, put it in the denominator and make it positive. If it's already in the denominator, put it in the numerator and make it positive. You're basically rewriting negative exponents to make them positive. All right, and then for fractional exponents, let's say I have a to the 2/3. Your bottom number, your denominator, is your radical sign, and the numerator is your exponent. And so that's how you would write those. And you can practice these on Khan Academy. And feel free to watch the videos that they have here. Let's go down and practice a few. All right, negative 4 to the 3rd power. Okay, careful with stuff like this. This is negative 4 times 3 times 3. It's not negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. If it were, it would be written like this. So make sure you're careful of when something should be expanded with a negative and should not. And so 4 times 4 times 4, well, that gets me 64. So this would be negative 64. Oops, I typed that wrong. So this would be negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, and you would do that 5 times, and you would get negative 32. So negative 8 times negative 8, positive 64. Easy peasy. So these aren't really the rules of exponents. Let's move on to this. Oh, we do kind of want to practice with fractions. I would first put this as an improper fraction, which would be 8, 9, negative 9 over 2. And so that to the 2nd power would get you positive 81 over 4, because negative 9 over 2 times negative 9 over 2 gets you a positive number. And then you want to simplify if you can. And so that's just dealing with fractional ones. Oops, let's go here. All right, so remember, when multiplying exponents, we add them. 2 plus 5 is 7. When multiplying exponents, we add them. 0 plus 6 is 6. When raising to a power, we multiply them. 2 times 4 is 8. When raising to a power, we multiply. 2 times 5 is 10. When dividing, we subtract. Let's see, let's cancel, 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 cancel. Looks like only 1 is left. Just 1 in the numerator, not in the denominator. All right, 10 minus 5 is 7. So this would be 5 to the 7. So when dividing, you subtract. So you're just applying the rules that we've gone over. And this one has raising to the power. So you want to raise to the power here and here, which will get you x to the 12th, y to the 12th, which are equivalent to 9 to the 4th. Well, this is 8 minus 2 is 6, so not that. This would be 9 to the 4th to the raised to a power of 1, which will also get you 9 to the 4th, right? That would be 9 to the 4th raised to the power of 1, which is just 9 to the 4th. 10 minus 8 is 2 raised to a power of 2, which is also 9 to the 4th. So you can see these are all 9 to the 4th. They just need it to be simplified and whatnot. And so feel free to watch the additional videos on here if you like. But yeah, that's pretty much rules of exponents. It should be some real simple stuff. The worksheet might be a little challenging, but try your best. Answers are at the bottom. And then, of course, there are some additional worksheets if you want to practice your exponents more. Here's a guide, and these can get pretty advanced. These are kind of getting more so into Algebra 1 level, but feel free to challenge yourself if you need to. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.